Hi, and welcome to Science Time with Miss Victoria. This program is recommended for ages 6 and up. Of course, it also depends on the science or STEM experiment that we are doing today. So let's go ahead and move on and begin. Now, make sure the first thing you do is to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. You can go to the YouTube channel, Corpus Christi Public Libraries, or the Facebook page. And there I have a video where I wash my hands to the rhyme Forever Shaka. What I do is I do top and bottom, in between, and rub them all together. And you do that slow, and you repeat it fast. Make sure you have enough soap, of course. Now, once your hands are dry, it should be about 20-25 seconds. The next thing you'll do is to gather supplies for the experiment that you're going to be doing. But hold off, we don't know what we're doing yet, so let's wait a second. The last thing is to have adult supervision just in case. Now, it doesn't hurt. Adult can help you supervise you gathering the supplies. They can also help you with actually executing the experiment. So, plus, it's always nice to have an adult with you. It's a fun activity everybody should enjoy. So let's go ahead and find out what we're doing and, of course, what supplies we're going to be needing. Okay, we're going to be gathering supplies for salt and fresh water. Okay, so this is a real quick one. You should find all these supplies somewhere around your house, whether it's the kitchen or just somewhere in general. You'll find them. You're going to need 3 clear cups or jars. So if you have plastic cups like the ones I'm using, you just need 3 of them. Or of course, if you have jars, you can just be careful. Check if the jar could be plastic, but most of the time it's going to be glass. So if it is, be careful with the glass jar. All right. Next thing we need is water. Obviously, it said in our title, right? Fresh water, water. We're also going to need food coloring because this is going to help us with the experiment. So you should have it. We've used these a lot on a lot of our activities, so you should still have some food coloring. If not, always pick up one at the Dollar Tree or Dollar General if you want. You're also going to need salt. You can find this in the kitchen. You're going to need some, so if you have a big one, that'd be great because you're going to need some tablespoons for that. Last thing is ice cubes, and I have a little bit in here. You just need a couple. You don't need too much because you have a small cup. Now, additional things I have, and I'll explain these when we get to the steps. I do have a measuring spoon and I do have a funnel, and that is just for me. So let's go ahead and move straight on to the steps. Okay, so let's go ahead. The first thing we're going to do is put close to, probably close to, and I put close to because depending on the cup, you can do 1 cup into the plastic cup or jar, whatever you're using. Now, I'm using a funnel just because my water is in a container. Now, if you're at home in your kitchen, you won't need the funnel because you can just get the water from the sink. Oops. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this in just so I can make sure I don't spill too much. And I'm not doing a lot. We just want just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. That's why I said close to a cup. In my case, it's probably going to be like half a cup in each one. That's pretty much what mine's going to be. Alright, so I'm going to put that aside. So we got the water in each one. Now we're going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of salt in 2 of the clear cups. So we're going to leave 1 of them with no salt. So I'm going to go ahead and do the ones on the outside. And leave the one in the middle by itself. Well, actually, I might actually leave this. Yeah, leave that one fresh. We'll leave that one fresh one. So I'm going to go ahead and do my 2. Instead of 1, I'm going to do 2 tablespoons. We want to make the water, just like you said, we're trying to turn our regular fresh water, we're trying to turn it into salt water. Now, once you put them in, you're gonna have to stir them, so as you can have your parent or adult that's with you. Once they can be the one measuring and pouring the salt in, and you as a child, you can go ahead and be stirring as they're doing it. You want to make sure that it does dissolve. Let that settle. I'll move on to the other one. I'll make sure this one also does. And it's gonna be cloudy, but of course, once the water settles, it's gonna be clear. Now we did put a lot of salt. Now salt water does get murky, but a lot of times it's murky because of the sand. It's not so much the salt, it's the sand. And the way you can tell when it's been dissolved is the fact that when you stir it, you're not going to feel that grain because of the salt. So it might take a while, but just keep stirring. As you stir one, your adult, whoever's with you, can be stirring the other cup because you want to leave both of them done. So this is the only part that's going to be a little time consuming, a little bit more, is the fact that you have to make sure that the salt is completely dissolved. It should give you still the same effect if you have some that's not, but you want to get as much as you can for much of it to be dissolved. And you can see my water is getting not as murky as it was a while ago because the salt is finally being dissolved and it's not being poured too much. Okay. So I'm going to still have some salt in here. And I might stir it again in a little bit. You never know. It's close enough. This still has a little bit more. That's what I'm going to do on that. Because you want to keep going. I don't know about you, but I want to keep going until I don't see any salt in there. But we're going to go ahead and move on for that. Alright. Now we're going to add food coloring in the fresh water because we want to see the reaction of it. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see what I'm going to go with today. I think I'm actually going to go with red. Why not? So the middle, we're going to go ahead and go with the red one. And we're just doing a couple of drops. You don't have to do too much because you want to see the reaction that's going to happen. Because you have no salt in this. So as soon as I just did one drop, you notice that it just ready, it's on the top, but it went straight to the bottom, and now it's already mixing or blending with itself with the water. So after a while, as we continue the rest of this experiment, you're going to see that water just turn completely red. Okay? Now I'm going to add food coloring to one of the other ones. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to this one. Because I still see my salt there. So let's just do a little quick stir before I add that. Before I go ahead and add the food coloring. Much. So let's go ahead and add it. Now you're going to see what's going to happen. You're going to see a different reaction. So pay close attention, and when I do the close-up shot, you'll see what I mean. Alright. I don't know, when you'll see better on top. It's so cool when you see it above. So when I do the close-up shot, you'll kind of see it. But you notice that when I did the fresh water, it went straight down. Salt water, if you can see, there's none at the bottom yet. All the food coloring has stayed on the top, and what it's done is just swirling around at the top. Now, after a while, when we keep going with our experiment, eventually that food coloring is going to slowly make its way down. Because it will mix, but it's going to take longer than fresh water, because fresh water, you don't have that salt component in there that's changing the water molecules. When you put over here, we have salt, so now that's going to hold back the food coloring. It's going to have the water's going to hold it back. That's why it's just staying on top there. Now in the last one, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add an ice cube. That's just going to be a little different because we want the water to be colder. We want to see how that reaction is, because the ice cube is going to represent the fresh water. We had fresh water, salt. Now in this one, what we're going to do is we're going to combine both fresh and salt water, okay? So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to put the ice cube. Now the ice cube is going to represent the fresh water. So let's go ahead and put one in there. I'm going to let them melt. Put another little piece just in case. And we want that to get completely melted because we want it to dissolve there. I'm just going to kind of let that melt a little bit. Alright. So just leave it there. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to add the ice cube. We're going to wait for it to melt, and then we're going to add that food coloring so we can tell the difference. So I'm going to go ahead and move these aside. Let's move this one a little closer. Now make sure always, when you're doing experiments with water, make sure you do have like a paper towel. Or since you're in the kitchen, you probably would just have a towel itself. You might have paper towels just right there, and you won't have to worry about it. So while I wait, I'm going to make sure my area is nice and clean. Move that out of the way. Looks like our ice is melting, so that's perfect. That's what we want. Use the back of my measuring spoon instead. See if I can give it a little stir and it might help it. I mean, if you have shaved ice, that probably will make it melt quicker. And this all around. Alright. That actually helped. So, down to one little piece of the ice cube, which is perfect. And if you notice you still have the salt, you can go ahead and stir that up a little bit. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and add our food coloring. Now we notice the reaction on the fresh water, it went real quick to the bottom, and you can see it's already turning red. Or it's like a pinkish color, it'll be full red in a little bit. And just our salt water, you can see it seems a little pinkish, but honestly it's just in the top layer. Everything below hasn't dropped down yet. So let's go ahead and put this one in now. So it looks like it almost has the same reaction as just salt water. But what I'm noticing is that it is mixing a little bit more at the top, because that's where we have the fresh water. We had the ice cube. And it melted, so it's spreading out more than it is over here. Here it just did lines. Now it's spreading out at the top. When I see the close-up once again, you'll see a little bit better, but it's already spreading at the top. It's gonna mix at the top layer because that's our fresh water where the ice cube was. Salt water's at the bottom, so you still see nothing's coming down here at the bottom. So you can do that. You can even try different colors of the food coloring if that's going to help you want to tell the difference. One salt water, make that one maybe green, keep the fresh water blue, and maybe do the mixed red. It's going to be, it's up to you as always. But this is telling you that the difference is when you put food coloring or you do anything in fresh water, it's going to mix. Whatever you put, it's going to mix quickly. When you have salt to it, that's going to change the fresh water. Now it's salt water, it's completely changed the chemistry of the molecules, everything that made that fresh water. Now it's different. So you can tell that because of the fact that the food coloring stayed on top and it takes even longer to mix together. And the two of them is staying on top. It's spreading a little bit, but it's kind of going together. Wherever the fresh water is, that's where it's going to stay and mix. Alright, so let's go ahead, and I want to go ahead and provide you with some library resources. So here they are. Alright, so right here on the side here that I have that's blue, we have these. You can find these books on our website, Corpus Christi or cctexas.com/library. Click on our library catalog and you'll find these, and these are in our branches. So you can put them on hold, pick them up curbside at your branch. Make sure you call to find out the curbside hours, or you can actually walk in now into the branches and just find it on the shelf and check it out. Make sure you do know also the hours that they are open for you to go inside. So these are going to find STEM, and if you need specific, please use the search or advanced search if you want to be specific on science, STEM, chemical, edible science experiments. You might want to be specific and use the advanced search. Now on the brown side over here, we have our two online resources that we provide, Access 360 and Hoopla. If you haven't had them already, you can go to our website and go to digital resources, and you can go to click on either one, and you can go ahead and as a new user register this. As for Hoopla, you're going to need your email and a password, and that'll help you once you fill out everything. That's what you're going to be logging in with. Of course, you can also just go to your App Store if you're using a smart device and just download the apps. And of course, if you need help becoming a new user or you're having any problems, by all means call any of the branches and we can help you step by step if we can to figure out what's going on with them. All right? Now, as always, remember to go to our Facebook page, like it, and also go to a YouTube channel and subscribe to it, Corpus Christi Public Libraries. If you want, you'll see all the videos all the branches are doing. If you want a breakdown of each one, go to cctexas.com/library, click on virtual programs, and there's a breakdown of all the videos the branches are providing. While you're there, if you need help finding STEM books, science experiments, books, you can use our new book alert, author check, and of course book newsletter. And please do not forget our online digital resources, Access 360 and Hoopla. And as always, I will see you next time. Bye.